the Southeast region. Are you eagerly looking forward, to kickstarting what this bill portends?
Well, my dear Steve, anytime, at any point in time, the child has been served its meal, the child perhaps will be grateful, even if he may have been subjected to serious pangs of hunger. This development ought to have happened soon after the war, because it was supposed to be part and parcel of the deal. And so long as it didn't happen, that long Nigeria had been groping in the dark. Because there are certain things that you do in life and they facilitate development. The most vibrant people of this country that have the velocity to develop all parts of this country, they are like vectors, are Igbos, because we are everywhere. Like, you go anywhere in this country, you must find an Igbo man. Don't talk about the globe now, because the globe is replete with Igbos of different professional backgrounds, doing well, not doing havoc to any system or economy they find themselves. So, if Nigeria has delayed the possibility of developing the area that should be breeding these sources and facilitators of development for this long, it is not difficult to understand why Nigeria has been moving like an elephant with a clay of feet. Okay? To the extent that it might come, even if it is so late, mark my word, it might come, because this is a developing story. Something may taste and smell like a bouillon cube, but it may not season food like one. I don't know whether you get my drift. I don't want to call any brand name because I don't want a bill for them. The brand name of a bouillon cube. But bouillon cubes are known for seasoning food. The fact that a particular item is smelling or tasting like one does not necessarily mean that it will season the food. What is my drift here? That it has been passed or it got to third reading or whatever. It has not been harmonized. Let us see how it is harmonized to address the critical issues. And let us see its passage by the president assenting to the bill to make it law. And let us see, after making it law, how actions are put in motion to rapidly address and redress critical areas of deficiencies. And in so doing, exercise the spirit of underdevelopment that is ravaging this country in all spheres of its life, because there is inequity that is crying to high heavens for redress, immediate redress. And like it is said, if you hold your victim on ground, you are not likely to go and ease yourself. You will be there with him. And any goat that is lying on the floor is doing so on its own skin. So there is this Newton's third law, that action and reaction are equal and opposite. So whatever inequity that is meted to Igbos, advantageously or inadvertently, it bounces back on Nigeria, willy-nilly. So it is in the collective interest of Nigeria and Nigerians to develop Nigeria. And the case of the Southeast, the Igbos generally, not just even the Southeast, Nduka Obegbana that is your chairman is an Igbo man. He's not in the Southeast. Ndudi Elumelu was on the floor the other day announcing that he's a proud Igbo man. He's not in the Southeast. The Igbo people, both in Southeast and in diaspora, they require an equitable treatment to address and redress the years of injustice meted out of sheer ignorance, because you cannot bite your finger and hope to use it to collect vegetable from the pot of soup. It doesn't happen.
Yes, sir.
So we look forward,
yes.
if they are ready now, to go forward. Because the Igbo man is like a bird. He never gets drowned, no matter the nature of the economy. We are facing it.
Yes, sir. So this bill seeks to address some of the consequences of the Civil War. And arguably, one of these consequences is the current insecurity in the Southeast and in the region. But also, one of the things that have been highlighted is infrastructure. How would you want this bill to deal with some of those consequences? What are those consequences of the Civil War that the Southeast is still dealing with today?
To be very, very frank and straightforward, the insecurity that we are experiencing today in the Southeast is largely contrived. It's like a Me Too kind of thing. That since other regions are being ravaged, essentially by the misdeeds of some of their leadership, that Southeast, still enjoying some measure of peace, should take a piece of the cake. If you look around the issues of insecurity in the Southeast, most of them are not from the Southeastern people. It is not surprising that somebody can come all the way from Maiduguri to come and kidnap somebody from Enugu, where the reverse never happens. No Igbo man can even come to Southwest, which is very close, to begin to cause harm the way it is done by people coming from outside, even from outside the country, because they hide under one cloth of either religion or affinity of ethnic cleavage. So, if the Southeast Development Commission comes on stream, as it ought to, in the interest of this country, nobody is begging for it, because we have lived for this long. 53 years is a very long time in the life of a person. Many people died at the age of 20, but people in the Southeast and Igbo people generally have survived the spirited effort to hold them down politically and economically. But they have been there. They are there. So, and they will always be there. Because you don't kill a man who has a spirit of survivor, has developed the ability to accumulate and accommodate pains to the threshold that no other ethnic group can carry in this country. What I'm saying now is, if today is the day, may not be too late after all, we will cherish it. But some of the cases that are on ground, there's no road in the Southeast, the entire Southeast. Most of the roads you find are the ones put in place by individual efforts. Many Igbos have turned into local government of sort. They build their own roads, even if it is at a communal level. Communities build schools, pay school fees for their wards. They are never in any, even the so-called palliative that have been sharing, they have been sharing everywhere. Even when the ordinary, structurally, the Southeast is supposed to deserve it even far more than the Northeast, because we were there in the cold before the Harmattan. Nobody remembers them. But they trudge on because they have a communal life. The Onyaga na one-year spirit. Economic situations may have been impinging on it negatively somehow, but we have a spirit of never allow your neighbor to die of hunger. You don't leave your neighbors behind. That's why even today, World Bank is looking at the economic survival strategy of Igbos.